Hello, everybody. And I'm just going to say hello in the chat. Yeah, there we go. So it is Sunday night, and I just thought we could have a spontaneous, let's just hang out and chat. You never know what topics might come up or questions. Today was cool. I had the puppy sit most of the day, which she is so cute, little Lola. She's sleeping right now, so I can't show you Lola at the moment. And so what I did was once she got up and I traded her off to my husband because she takes multiple naps during the day, and we have to run her outside all the time. And boy, she loves her wet food mixed in with her dry food. She is crazy for that. She's going to be 8 weeks old tomorrow. So after she was up and my husband took charge of her, I went out to a local antiques mall. It proudly boasts that it is the largest antiques mall in Dearborn, but that's because it's the only antiques mall in Dearborn. Um, it's on the small side, but it's got tons of goodies. I actually got a lot of good footage. I was there a little bit too late in the day. I could have spent at least another 45 minutes or more in there. I chatted with the shopkeeper. She doesn't own the place, but I believe she said her family owns it. And so I chatted with her for a little bit, and then I, I had to go because she was closing up, and I get that. So I am planning to go back. I'm going to put together the footage that I got to make a video and put that up on my channel. Um, I might be able to get that up this coming Tuesday, which would be the 15th, December 15th. So that's the plan. Um, if not, it might be Thursday. I might do like a small haul video for Tuesday and then do that Thursday. So either or, it'll be up this week. She was so excited. I told her, I kind of asked, can I film with my phone? And she's like, for what reason? And I said to put it on YouTube. And she was like, oh. And then I also told her that I was a thrifter reseller, that I resell for, and we talked about that for a little bit. And then it's funny, when she knew I was going to film, she was actually coming over to point things out to me, like to show me things that were interesting. Um, I didn't get any of that on film, but after I was done and was heading out, she said, when is it going to be up on YouTube? She was so excited. So that'll be interesting. So what I want to do is maybe I'll go back there and get some more footage. There was a few other antique malls in the area. And so I'm gonna, try to get to those as well and get some footage. There's one that's fairly large, that is about, I think, 4 or 5 miles. Maybe, I think maybe 5 miles away from me. So I'm planning on doing that. You know, going over there because, the first couple of times I was there, I was still like learning about vintage. I didn't know what I was looking at. I didn't know the value of things. I still learning every day. Isn't this? It's just a thing. And it doesn't matter what you're flipping for resale. You still have to learn what it is. Recently, I've been, buying more jeans, and I'm starting to, list those. And I listed a pair of Levi's the other day, and it didn't take that long to sell them because they were kind of unique in the embroidery on the back pocket. I actually had never seen Levi's with it was like a rust-colored embroidery pattern on the back. So I tried looking them up, couldn't find them, for comps. So I just comped them out at the same price that the other Levi's were going for, and they sold right away. So I'm happy with that. It was pretty good profit. So now, being that this is a completely spontaneous live live chat, I don't know that anybody's going to show up, but that doesn't matter. I can just sit here and chit chat with you guys for a little bit. So what she told me about that particular, the one in Dearborn, it calls itself as an antique, like an antique mall, but it actually is a consignment shop. So everything in there, even though it's set up in like booths, it's actually like they can put the things anywhere. Um, and except for there's one area that wasn't, and you'll see it in the video, is so they basically do like a percentage. So anybody can, I guess once you sign up with them, then you give them your items, and then they put them wherever they want in the store to actually sell them. And oh, they had a lot of teacups. And I was just in, it was either a live chat or a live sale where people were talking about, oh, I know what it was, Flipping and Sipping on Friday night. They were talking about Paragon teacups. And so, of course, everybody started looking them up to see what they were talking about. And sure enough, if you get the right ones, they go for decent money. Like a low one would be like $25, $30 or something like that. But they go up as high as like $200 for a Paragon teacup. So as I was looking at their teacups, the one caught my eye because it said Paragon on it. I'm like, whoa. I'm like, how much do they want for it? And they didn't want a lot for it. I can't remember the exact price right now, but they um, I looked to see if it had any like chips or cracks or something. Like I'm thinking maybe that's why the price was fairly decent. And I wanted to get the footage, so I didn't want to take that much time trying to look it up to see if I could find it, any comps at all. But what I want to do, that's why I want to go back. I want to go back when I have more time, and I want to comp out some of these teacups and maybe a few other things. The shopkeeper was telling me that she's planning on bringing in a lot of linens, and she's really particular about her linens. She said they're all clean. She presses them, and she makes them look nice. So she's really into presenting them in the best light she can. Now, some of the prices, I would say actually most of the prices in there were for retail and not for buying to resell. So it'll be interesting, though. I'm hoping to, you know, deepen my relationship with that shop, because there could be people that are bringing things in and then they just don't want to sell them that way anymore. They just want somebody to buy them, and maybe I can be that person to buy them and get them at a good price. I saw a lot of dishware. Oh, I know what it was. The one area that was in the store, which is not seen hardly anywhere anymore, was a clock repair shop. It was a very small, like little booth, and he had some clocks for sale, but he actually repairs clocks and works on them. And that is a craft. Being able to work on old clocks and the mechanisms, it is. I think that is a dying craft. It's definitely a skill, a definite skill. So I did get some footage of that, and I'll talk about that a little bit in the video. Um, oh, and another thing you'll see in the video is a whole bunch of cats. They had the vintage, like I don't know how to describe it, like kind of like the pink with the big eyes, and they were very like cartoonish, like more of the big head cats. So they had a whole set of them, and they had them priced out as separately. But if you wanted all of them, it was like $200 for the whole set. And I'm like, wow. I'm like, but somebody might actually pay that to get the whole set, because it would be hard to try to find them as individual pieces. It could take you years to find the individual pieces. So at the very least, I thought I'm advertising. It's like free advertising for that particular antique mall. Not too many people would know it's there. It's right in downtown Dearborn, Michigan. I did see some Ford things there, and that was interesting, because we are in the headquarters. Ford's world headquarters is here, and a lot of people that live in this town actually work for Ford. in the main offices and some of the local. They don't have a lot of like factories in this area. I mean, right in Dearborn. I mean, there's ones in and around the Dearborn area. The factories are kind of like all over the place, all over the country, I guess. So, anyways, that was my little trip outside. I've been spending a lot of time, lot of time with a little puppy. She is like no different than like having a newborn. She needs a lot of attention and playing and just learning things. And like today, I gave her a bath. She was so cute. She is, a Jack Russell Terrier, and they love water. However, our little baby Jack Russell Terrier doesn't like the water at all. She was trying to get out the whole time. She did not like it. And even though it was a warm water and I was quick about it because she's so little anyways. Um, and I put her in the towel and I like, roughed her up in the towel. Uh, so she was just so cute. And, oh, I wonder, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do like a haul of anything. Yeah, I don't have anything I specifically want to talk about because most of the stuff around me is things I already talked about. Oh, they had some restaurant wear there. It was, I think it was the same. Yeah, it was Shenango, but it was a particular one, a particular pattern. Can't remember what that was. Um, but they just had so much. There was just so many different things there. Um, there was just like in this one case, it was just old vintage. I would say, more like antique bottle openers. There was clothing items there. There was there was furniture. There was lots of furniture pieces, and they had jewelry cases. I did a oh I yeah I did a little bit of the jewelry. They had the vintage Halloween decorations and Christmas. I did Christmas trees and things like that. And um, the shopkeeper, she was talking to me while I was doing it, and told her that that's okay that I do a voiceover with everything, so she can talk to me and say whatever, or if anybody's making noise or the radio's on, or which they did have a radio on. I was like, oh, you can, it's fine because I'm not going to, do the sound directly on the video. I'm so glad that I know how to do the voiceovers because it's important to be able to do that when you need to. So um, I want to. So now I have an actual camera that I can do my shop with me's, and I actually got a new laptop that I can actually put the SD card into. My Chromebook that I'm using right now has no spot for. There's no way to put an SD card into it. It's not designed that way. It's not designed for that. Um, it's a good laptop for lots of reasons, just not for what I needed to do at the moment. So I had to get a new laptop, and I got that on Cyber Monday. So I was happy about that. So now I just got to. Oh, I went to use my camera today. I thought, oh, I can use my camera for the first time and do this. And the battery was dead. So I'm like, darn it. I'm like, I wasn't thinking about that. I just kind of was like, oh, let me go to an antique mall today. So I got to make sure everything's all charged up. The camera, the new laptop. I'm not even sure. I started, when you get a new laptop, you got to go through and kind of like do the setup on it. So I still got to do that. And see if there's anything else. And I guess just add all the things I want to have on it. That takes time. It's kind of like, the admin part of what we do. Oh, my hair. I'm always fussing with my hair in these videos. Oh, wrong way. Let's go that way. So, let's see here. What else can I chat about? I'm looking. Yeah, I don't want to do. any type of haul video or anything. And I sold a couple items yesterday. Got those all packaged up. Out the door they go. I just did a sold video where I talk about, all the items that sold, what I bought it for, what I got for them, the margins, like the percent returns on them. And, sometimes you can get a high percentage return, but not the dollars. And other times you get the high dollars and a smaller margin. And sometimes that's hard for people to understand, but when you actually put it into like an Excel spreadsheet, it does make sense. And we're here to, multiply our money. And so, like, sometimes you can say, get something small and, let's say not make a lot of money. Let's say it's a mug or something. And, you sell it quickly, which is good. You're multiplying your money, but you might, so it's like high margin, low dollars. But you can use that money then to buy either more mugs and keep doing that, or you buy something a little more expensive and you sell it for not a lot of money, but the dollars are more. And when you think about it, your initial investment might have only been $1 or $2 in the mug. And if you multiply that and then you buy something more and then you multiply that, it becomes self-feeding. So I trade stocks also. I've mentioned it a few times in a couple of my videos. And I do that more for big dollars on the stocks. And then you can use that money. You can use a little bit of that money. So you multiply your money there. And then you buy stuff at thrifting. And then you multiply your money again with that money. Then you can cash out on some of that money. And then I have another thing that I do. People that know me, my personal friends, know that I also am a couponer. And that's another way to increase your leverage. And I know this isn't all that fun to talk about, but for everybody who's out there struggling, whether it was during the Great Recession, whether it was due to other unforeseen circumstances, or you just have goals. It doesn't matter. Even if you have a good job earning a good salary, you might have goals that you're saying, if only I could earn like another 10%, or if I could get an extra $5,000 a year. This is the way to go. I would say flipping for resale is the way to go to add to that. And then if you earmark that money just for your goals, like I want to be able to buy my next car in cash, or I want to pay for my family's vacations, not with the money I earn, but with the extra money I make, or I want a bigger house, or I just want a house in general, and I need to save for a down payment. It could be anything. It could be like, hey, I want to retire early. I am not going to do this full-time job, working so hard, and not be able to enjoy my retirement. Could you imagine? So how many people just work forever, work super hard. They did whatever they could. They never made an extra dime other than what they were making at their jobs. And then they can't enjoy retirement either. That's just horrible. I think that saving for retirement is really, really important. In fact, I stress that all the time. I stressed that before, I would say decades ago. It was important to me from the first time I got my first job. After I graduated college and I got my first job, I had student loans, I had a car payment, I had, all kinds of expenses that way. And the first thing I did was pay myself. And that's what you got to do. You got to pay yourself. You really do. Now, I've been live here for almost 20 minutes and nobody found me yet, but that's okay. I'll just sit here and chat. Somebody's going to watch this on the replay. So, I guess if I was going to give some advice to anybody looking to make some extra money, is try flipping for profit. I'm telling you, it's it's easier than you think. It doesn't take as much money as you think. And then, put that into an account, the extra money, or if you spend your profits. I know when I first started doing this, my first thing was I was spending the profits on myself, doing whatever I wanted. Happy hours. I say this all the time. I spend my money on happy hours, skiing, and coffee. And my husband was like, "You're spending your profits." And I literally laughed so hard because I don't think he heard exactly what he said. I'm spending my profits. I wasn't spending the money I earned. I wasn't dipping into savings. I wasn't doing any of that. I literally flipped for profit and I was spending my profit. Now that should mean a lot to a lot of people. If you can enjoy yourself, not have to worry, like, well, if it wasn't for the pandemic, not have to worry about going to the movies or buying, that pair of sneakers you want or any of that, with if you're only doing this part time, it gives you that pocket money that you want. It really does. And I've been doing this for longer than I thought. I kept saying in my videos, I've only been doing this for about 4 years. Well, I actually looked back and it's more like 6, 7 years, something like that. The time has just flown by. And so I really enjoy this. I want to grow it. I have been growing ever since I've got on YouTube here. Hoping you guys like the content. Please subscribe to my channel. Give me that thumbs up. Feel free to put comments in any of the videos. And I keep saying this: if you guys want a good laugh, go back and look at that first video I did. I just decided that day I just went and did it, and I've been trying to improve, ever since. So that's another thing. Everyone's just so afraid of, like, what used to hold me back from flipping for resale was the shipping. The shipping is probably the easiest, one of the easiest things to do. It's not, oh my gosh. And there's so many videos out there, so many YouTubes on how to do it. Oh my gosh, just watch the YouTubes. You can watch us thrifters. There's so many of us flipping for resale. Like, there is just oodles and oodles of people doing that. I follow a lot of the vintage thrifter resellers, but I'm actually more of a generalist in terms of my flipping reselling. And so I started to follow some of the other guys who do it. The guys are less into vintage. Not that guys don't do vintage, they do, but there's a lot of guys out there that are generalists and they are big, big, big time resellers, and I'm starting to follow them. And so don't be surprised if in some of my videos I'm picking up things that you're like, oh, why is she picking that up? And I thought she just did vintage. No, no, no. Nope. I do anything I can flip for a profit. And I like to pivot a lot. I like to change it up a lot. I learn the more stuff I can get an education on, the faster I'll be able to make decisions on, should I buy it for that price? Should I counter offer them? If I see something at a yard sale, is that a deal or not? If I see it at a thrift store, is that a good price? I want to be able to make those decisions like right away. Education is the key. And so, I watched some of the thrifters for years. And then, watching the YouTubers, like watching how they made YouTube videos. And I just got to find my own method of doing that. I hope you guys kind of enjoy my style of doing things, which is going to be not like other people's styles. I don't think we can all be the same. That's just not how this works, just copycatting everybody is not necessarily the best thing to do. It's not it's not the worst thing to do either. I certainly enjoy um, the live sales and live chats. I enjoy that a lot, especially like on certain nights. I'm like, I just like sitting down with my laptop. I actually plug in my earbuds because I'll sit there in the living room while my husband he'll put on like movies and I will be doing that. But it's funny, I'll watch the movie too. Which I've been doing that for a long time, forever. I am definitely hyper. I'm hyper that way. Um, Not necessarily ADD, maybe ADHD, something like that. I guess I don't know. I was hyper as a child. Um, I had so much energy, and I can't sit. I can't just sit there and watch a movie now. Not with all this technology now. Um, I've been known to be on my phone, my laptop, and watch TV at the same time. And, things are just spinning like, oh, do this, do that. Oh, remember to do that. And I have a little notebook, write things down. So then, because later on I'm like, oh, what was that? I was like, such a good idea. What was that? uh, so it's, it's a little lonely here. I'm a little lonely, but that's okay. I have to, well, my husband and I are going to pick my daughter up and her fiance from the airport. They had to go attend a family funeral for her fiance's family. So they're flying back today. So I'm going to pick them up soon. And then I think, was it Sunday night? Oh, so I probably, by the time we get back, I'm going to attend the Thrift U. They have a live sale and chat, and that is always fun. I like theirs. And I'm going to keep I'm going to keep having live sales. I'm not going to give up. I am just going to keep trying and keep trying to have a successful live sale. I have gained some subscribers and I keep gaining those. And I keep gaining, followers on Instagram. So that encourages me to keep doing what I'm doing. And my sales keep going up and up. I was just looking at that again today. The number of items. I'm just keeping track of like the number of items because I have a lot of old inventory and some of it isn't worth a lot. But I just sold something that I've had for about 3 years. I sold it yesterday. When I bought it, I thought it was the cutest. It was kind of vintage skirt. And that's probably how I should have listed it, but I didn't list it that way. And finally, the right person saw it and bought it, and they got a good deal, and I got my money back plus some profit, and I am so happy it's going out the door. And it's the kind I don't know I always had to dress so conservatively for the office jobs that I had that I don't know that I would have worn this skirt. Now, as I changed into different, everything with going to an office changed and they went to like casual and things like that. I could see wearing a skirt like that. But this it was really unique looking. And I was like, oh, it's kind of like boho and it had like almost like a Paris theme on it. It was a green skirt with like the Eiffel Tower and some other things on it. And it was very vintage looking. And I was like, oh, that is just going to be so cool for the person who's getting that as an item. So I need to, and I have been starting to thin out some of my older inventory that I had on Poshmark that I'm like, okay, I agree. I wasn't the best at picking things out. It happens. So I did pull some of that old inventory and I have it in a bag ready to go. I'm going to donate it and maybe somebody else can find it for, a good deal at the thrift store. And then I have some other items that I can't believe they didn't sell. They are like name brand. They got everything going for them. So I have to rethink or maybe take a look at, what is it? Is it my pictures? Is it my description? Um, do I need to, you know, my my daughter always says, "Why don't you just bundle it up? Bundle these items up and sell them as a lot." I'm like, I might do that. It's a quick way to get rid of, some inventory. So, um, or maybe in the spring have a yard sale and put it out there for cheap, and people get some good deals, and then I'll use that money to try again and get some better stuff. And what time is it? Oh, I got to watch my time because, like I said, I have to go to the airport. So let me think. What else is there to talk about? Oh, the couponing thing. Oh, that could be a whole thing by itself. If you don't want to be a reseller, be a couponer. Extreme couponing. I used to watch those shows, but I was part of that community, and I learned so much about that, and I just couldn't believe how much you can leverage. If you have $20 that you're going to go to the store with, and then you add $20 in coupons to it, now you can buy $40 worth of stuff. But what the stores do is, if the item's on sale, there's always a coupon to go with it. So if the item is, say, 50 cents off, there's going to be a coupon, and that coupon can be anywhere from 20 cents to $1. And you're like, oh, 20 cents off, who cares? Well, most grocery stores double those coupons. So then that makes it 40 cents off. So you're like, oh, wait a sec, that's 90 cents off. So if the item is only $2.50, and they're giving you 50 cents off, and then you're getting another 40 cents off, that makes it really, really cheap. $1.60 for that same item. So of your, say, $20 that you had, you're only paying $1.60 for that item. So it starts to make a lot of sense, especially when you start to do it and start to know all the tricks of the trade for all the different, like what Walmart does versus what Target does, or the pharmacies like CVS and Walmart, using all their like extra care bucks or their points programs. They're always changing them up. You have to keep up with the times with all that. And basically with the couponing, the other thing is like, you start to realize, oh, there's coupons for oil changes. There's coupons for everything. It's almost like you have to hesitate and like look it up real quick. Is there a coupon for what I'm going to do right this second? And and take advantage of it. You'd be surprised how many coupons are actually out there for everything. And I track that on a spreadsheet, because you're like, well, you can't get everything at a grocery store for a coupon. Well, guess what? The grocery stores put out coupons that, if you spend $50 at their store, they'll give you $5. That $5 is what you use to buy your bananas, your milk, your eggs. You get all those items for free. I used to come home from the grocery store and I would set things out on the table. Everything like, based on my couponing or based on things I got for free. You get a lot of free items with the couponing, because when they put out like a new product, they will sometimes put out a coupon for the exact same price as the product. So if it's $1 item, they will put a $1 coupon out because they want you to buy it and try it. Like if it's the new flavored, say, mustard or something like that, they will put out coupons for that new flavored mustard, and you can get that item for free. And I'm like, well, why isn't everybody putting these in their cart? They're free. They're free with the coupon. So if I had identical coupons, like 4 coupons, I would get 4 of those mustards. I would get 4 free mustards. And then, sometimes I would end up with a lot of duplicates of things. And then when people came to my house, I'd be like, hey, do you want a mustard? Here, pick one of my mustards. You can have it, because it was no skin off my back. It was free. I only need, how many mustards does one person need, right? Um, so that happened with cereal and detergent, paper towels, you know, and it's so funny with the coupons. I get the same, you get a lot of like negative reaction if you tell people that you're a couponer. It's the same negative reaction you get when you tell people you're a flipper reseller. And I think you have to know what to say. You have to think about it ahead of time to be like kind of, you don't want to be nasty about it, you know? So like one time when I was talking about, oh, I have so many paper towels in it, somebody piped up because they were so much more smart. They were smarter than I was, right? They're like, oh, I get them when they're 10 for 10. And I said, I would cry if I paid that much for them. I would cry if I had paid $1 for a roll of paper towels. And that person didn't know what to say because they said it in front of a bunch of people. They thought they were putting me down, and I kind of got them with that. Uh, I wasn't nasty about it. It was the truth. And sometimes, if somebody's trying to tell you that it's a good thing to do, you might want to listen instead of having a smart like comment about it. Like instead of putting somebody down or thinking you're, I don't know, you know better than somebody who knows a lot about money and finances. I was thinking about that earlier today. How many times, like, you get like little negative put downs because that person doesn't want to do it. But for some reason, they don't want you to do it either because it makes them, what, look bad? I guess. I used to get that all the time. I would be just talking in general. I'd have coffee with, somebody, and I would be telling them about my activities around the reselling, and they right away, it's almost like they feel guilty or something. They're like, oh, I don't have time to do that. And I said, I wasn't talking about you. I was talking about me. I'm like, it has nothing to do with you. I don't know what, I think people think I'm trying to like indoctrinate them into doing this. I was like, hey, if you don't have time to do it, I get it. Do what you got to do and or not do. This is something I like to do. I know as a reseller, I know a lot of the thrill of it is um, finding something that is going to be worth more than what you paid for it. And so it's going to be money that you're going to make down the road. You don't know when you're going to make it, but then when you make it, you're like, yes, cha-ching. It was so cool because I didn't know yesterday that I had sold something on Poshmark. I just happened to check my app, which I do. I check all my apps pretty frequently. And I was like, oh, there was a sale on there. That's pretty cool. Because that one doesn't make any type of sound or anything when you get a sale. You have to constantly check that app. And I think that's on purpose because they want you to be very interactive on the Poshmark app. And so then I was doing something else. I think I was with the puppy and I heard the cha-ching, and I'm like, oh, I heard the cha-ching on my phone that was sitting pretty far away from where I was at the time. And I'm like, but I got to do like 4 more things before I can go over and check it. And then I finally, when things all settled down, I'm like, oh, let me check to see what it is. I'm like, aha, it was a sale on Etsy. I was so happy. I'm like, oh, another thing out the door. And what's really weird about it, and I don't know, it's like some sort of kismet out in the universe or something, but I had this item on Etsy and then I had it cross-posted to eBay, and somebody messaged me on eBay asking me about the item. They're like, I saw it on such and such website, which I had never heard of this website, and they said it was with free shipping, but but when I'm checking your listing, it doesn't say that. So I looked to see how I had it listed, and I said, well, this item is up for auction starting at X price plus shipping. The buyer must pay shipping. That's all I said. And then I followed it up with, I don't know what that other site is. because, on eBay, they don't, I don't know, it would have been weird. And then literally like hours later is when I heard that cha-ching, and I thought, oh, well, they must have bought, well, been bidding on the item. And when I checked it, that same exact item had sold on Etsy for more than I had it on eBay. Because, on Etsy, there is a set price. And so I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. So then I just went and deleted it off of eBay and shipped it out. Well, it's going to ship out tomorrow. I got it all packaged up, ready to go. So happy about that. Well, I've been talking for about 40 minutes here, and I'm so lonely. That's a song we sing. It doesn't really bother me because I know this is going to be a video that people are going to, look at, and they can certainly ask more questions or drop a comment. Just know that for me, I know it's going to sound weird. It's all about multiplying the money or leveraging your money. Growing up poor, it means a lot to me that I don't have to worry about, money or paying my bills and things like that. I always have a way of multiplying my money, leveraging my money, saving my money, being very frugal. And I think I'm going to end this right about now because I'm just rambling at this point. So I will see you guys next time, and take a look at my videos and give me a thumbs up if you like this content. And please join me on my next live chat, and I'll see you guys next time.